Yo, what is good, ladies and gentlemen? Hopefully you guys are having a great day. In today's video, we are going to be talking about an item concept idea, which is known as the Disenchanter. Now, before we get into the video, I just want to say that I am not the original thinker of this idea. There has been so many posts on the forums and so many different posts on Reddit, which have pretty much came up with this idea before, and they said how they would like it to be implemented in the game, and now I'm sort of giving my opinions and also sharing some of the things from theirs. Another reason I'm making this video is because if you guys like this idea and you guys would like this to be added to the game, then maybe by hitting the like button and seeing that, oh wow, so many people actually do want this added, that the devs could possibly think about actually adding it to the game. Now, before we get further into the video, of course, it is the month of giving. December, before Christmas, every single day, I'm going to be giving away 1 million coins. All you guys have to do is go down below, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and also leave your in-game name in the comment section so that I can contact you if you are the winner. So, first things first, have you guys ever received a legendary or epic sword which you've worked so hard for? You threw that bad boy into the enchantment table, you saw, oh, a sharpness 5 enchantment, you enchanted that, and then unfortunately you got fire aspect or knockback on that sword. The same thing happens with armor too. Maybe you throw a piece of armor into the enchantment table, you see that protection 5 on it, and you're like, oh, I want that, but then unfortunately you get hit with thorns on it as well. Now for me, neither of these scenarios have actually ever occurred for me because personally I don't enchant any singular armor pieces, weapons, tools, or anything like that in enchantment tables. I always enchant a book, and then if that book's good, I'll throw it either on the armor piece or the weapon that I'm trying to enchant. The reason that I do that is because it's the safest way to avoid any of those negative enchantments that you do not want on your armor pieces or your swords. And I mean, imagine spending 6 million coins on an aspect of the dragons, throwing that into the enchantment table, and then just practically ruining it because you got knockback too. Now, I have kind of ran into an issue that I think is a lot less common, and that is that I put sharpness on a sword which might have been better with Bane of Arthropods. I believe in the future, whenever tier 5 slayers are released, that the scorpion foil will probably be one of the only swords that can be used to hopefully kill the tier 5 boss, and in this way that means that it would be way better if I put Bane of Arthropods on there rather than putting sharpness on there. Now of course you can say, monster, it's all your fault, you shouldn't have done that, but at the same time I wanted to see how much damage it would do with sharpness, and I also just wanted to make a video out of it so that we could all see if it's a viable sword to use compared to, say, the aspect of the dragons and the Midas. In my opinion, I think it's really cool to be able to do different types of tests and not just be limited and locked behind one specific enchantment, and in this scenario that is kind of what is happening. You're basically locked to either sharpness, Bane of Arthropods, or smite, but like I said, I would like it if it's able to be tested with all different enchantments. For instance, maybe with the Reaper Scythe, one day you want to go around using it for dungeons, so you want to put the sharpness enchantment on it, but then the next day you want to go around just killing zombie slayer bosses and the tier 5 slayer comes out and you want it to use it only for that, so that's why you get smite on it. I mean, there's just so many different scenarios where this can become an issue or even a problem. Like I said, I think it's a really good idea to allow players to make as many changes and change their loadout and their combat system as much as they possibly could want. Now, let's talk a little bit about how you would obtain the Disenchanter, how much it would cost, and what it would specifically do. Now, one night I was actually really thinking about the Disenchanter, and I was just in bed, just laying there, and I'm like, you know what would be really cool? If that you could unlock this at like level 15 enchanting. In my opinion, and probably a lot of you guys would agree with me, you really don't care to go for any level specifically in any of the skills, and more specifically, the enchanting skill is probably one of the least ones that you would go for. So locking this behind that would be pretty cool, because then it would make you grind out XP, and it would also be rewarding. Additionally, level 15 is not too high, and it's not also too low, so I feel like level 15 would be a good median for where players could actually unlock this really useful thing. Now, I took a look into I Am a Cool Kid because I know that I had this idea myself, but like I said, so many other people have had this idea before me, so maybe they have a better solution of how to implement this that's better than mine. So I'm looking at I Am a Cool Kid's post, and he actually had a pretty good idea as well. He actually said the way that you could unlock this is by making it locked behind the Lapis collection and make it rank 10 Lapis, which honestly, that's really not a bad idea. Considering experience potions and even the experience artifact is locked behind the Lapis collection, I think it would probably be right to put this in there as well, but also, if you guys see from my perspective, it wouldn't be a bad idea to put this in the enchanting skill either. Now, there's so many different ways that you can implement this idea and allow players to unlock it, but hey, his idea is pretty good, and I think my idea is pretty good as well, so let's talk about specifically how much this would cost and also how it would work. So considering how useful and powerful this could possibly be, I really thought that this should be pretty decently expensive. So one of the things that what I said is that this should definitely add an anvil usage onto the weapon, item, or sword that you're disenchanting. If you guys aren't too familiar with how enchanting works, basically the more anvil usages that are on your item, it'll actually cost more levels to enchant it once again. So the cost of this, in my opinion, it should just be the original enchantment, so that if you want that enchantment removed, you gotta remake that original enchantment and then you can remove it from the sword. So if you're removing something as crazy as like sharpness 6, then it's gonna cost you about another mil or however much sharpness 6 is going for to remove it. Now I really liked how somebody posted on the subreddit named Kilo75. I'll leave a link down below in the description to their Reddit post. They actually posted this 2 months ago on their idea of how the Disenchanter could work, and it was really detailed, and I actually really agree with it. So as you guys can see, it costs 32 enchanted cords, 3 pieces of paper, and then he crafts the Disenchanter book. And then once he gets this, he puts the sword and the Disenchanter book into the anvil, and it removes the enchantment from his sword. Now with his concept, it seems like he wants a Disenchanter to remove every single enchantment off of whatever you wanted to, which honestly, that would mean that this is a lot more expensive, and it also costs 32 enchanted cords as well. Now, in my opinion, I really want this and expect this to be extremely expensive just because of how good it is, and honestly, I wouldn't mind it kind of being turned into a mini gold sink, but at the same time, if you have Critical 6 on there, you have Endslayer 6, Dragon Hunt, like if you have all these crazy enchantments on there, it's going to cost a ton. Like I said, I like his concept of this, and I also like my concept of this. I really want it to be expensive because of how useful it is, but at the same time, with his idea, it seems to be really expensive because one, you're going to already put Critical 6 on there, and that's going to cost a lot, but then you have to rebuy that enchantment, and it's going to cost even more. Myself personally, I don't ever put rank 6 enchantments on any of my weapons, so it wouldn't really affect me, but I'm talking about the people who really go all out to max their gear out. Anyways, of course I want to hear what you guys think about this suggestion. Let me know how much you guys think it should cost, what it should take to make, what requirements you think it should have, and exactly how should it work. I'm always curious to see what you guys have to say about the suggestion, and if you guys do want this added to the game, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you guys do enjoy suggestion ideas, videos like this, then make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, and also go check out my other suggestion video. A lot of you guys seem to like it, and if you haven't already watched it, I would definitely encourage you to. Anyway, hopefully you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye!